Welcome to Modern Mystic Messages. I'm Teresa, and thank you so much for clicking on the video, family. And if this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, of course. In any event, all are welcome, and I hope you get what you need here. And if the title of this video got your attention, please know that it most assuredly is for you. Something in this message for you. It's been on my mind for a couple of days to do this reading. I was thinking about it. I was led to a reading from another sister, and I may actually add her in this video because she brought something back to my mind that I understood, but the way she put it, it actually made me go back and think again. And I decided I wanted to share because I know a lot of the folks on this channel that find resonance with my readings, we kind of got a similar path in a lot of areas. So this might be something that helps shift your thinking and perception. I can't talk today. But in any event, I hope it does bring you some comfort because it helped me out a lot. And that was the idea of the divine catalyst. And we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but I do want to call in our guides. So, of course, I do ask for Enki, Ninharsog, and Ningishzita to be here along with Archangel Michael, Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Thoth, and Saint Germain, and any of our ancestors and beings of the highest white light that would bring in messages for me. Allow me to be a clear channel, please, of messages for you, for these chosen ones, these divine catalysts, these spiritual black sheep, if you will, Ashe. And so it is. So yeah, family. And when I say I think you'll find resonance, it's easy for us to call each other black sheep. And I mean, we're used to that idea because most of us, the chosen ones, the light workers, whatever you want to call it, have a kind of, sort of, regardless of where the different specific trials in life, there seems to be a common theme, and it is being taken unfair advantage of, going through karmic lessons of victimhood, very often codependency, cycles of poverty, the empath, sociopath, narcissist paradigm. There's a lot of those types of themes that follow along with a portion of the spiritual journey, and it's easy because I mean I hear people online, you going and this triggered them and that triggered them and there, and I'm not saying there's any, I'm not trying to mock anybody that's still struggling with a portion of their journey or still needing therapy or whatnot. What I'm trying to do is point, shed a little light on a realization that I had that actually helped me in my healing. When you stop and realize, yes, you've been through so much that may have been uncomfortable, but when you look back on it, if you really look at those relationships, whether it was family relationships, romantic relationships, toxic friendships, toxic work environments, all of those type things, 9 times out of 10, if you look back on them, yes, you came out of it and it hurt you and this and that. But what did you gain out of it? Didn't you learn something? Didn't it help you level up in some way? And did it ever occur to you that in those karmic lessons, there's another side to that equation? They didn't just show up to be mean and hateful. Yeah, it felt that way at the time. But very likely, if you really look back on their lives, how many of you that I'm speaking to in this collective have a trail of exes that's trying to get back in your life? Every now and then have friends fall up out the blue, people that did you so dirty 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, looking you up, asking for forgiveness or trying to make overtures to get back in your life. Now, I ain't saying you need to let them back in because some folks is out on the inside for a good reason and need to be out there. And even if they've progressed as well, there's no point in bringing an active pain point or trigger point back into your experience. You learn what you needed to learn. God bless. Move on. That's lovely. You don't have to keep them people in your experience. I'm not talking about that. But you catalyze growth. They catalyze growth in you by the discomfort they caused you and brought you, but by you choosing to be kinder, more empathetic, more empathic, more gracious than most of the world allowed for, your frequency rubbed off on them too. You catalyzed some growth even in your karmics. You did. And if you don't believe me, go back and talk to some of them. I have it happen to me all the time. I'll go and, like I said, I've had people from 30 years ago that I'd have forgot all about turn back and reach around asking for forgiveness. Talk to my exes. Now I don't make no habit out of that. Like I said, they reach out to me occasionally just to see how I'm doing because we have children together and various things like that. So we're civil to each other, even though I had to, put some real distance there. But I've been able to recognize some growth there too. They're not the people that was out there hell raising and causing all the sleepless nights and tears and all of that. I forgive them and they've apologized. They don't even, like I said, they don't act the same way anymore. And I've seen that happen over and over and over again. Like I said, not saying that they've gotten to a point that I'd want to get back with any of them. No, no. But I can see the benefit that being in my environment caused them. They more of me rubbed off on them than them rubbed off on me. And I guarantee you, if you really look back on your relationships chosen, you'll probably see that too. You're a divine catalyst. Did it ever occur to you that maybe, like I said, that they were the path of least resistance on your course of development as you were being refined for something greater? You had to go through some hoops, those initiations, those trials or to get you where you were here, to wake you up and extract you from the matrix. Even those painful folks were part of your spiritual extraction team very often. And on the way, you got to shine your beautiful earth angel light and helped them anyway. Some of them you actually catalyzed awakening and growth and ascension, even if they don't get back with you and be your heart's desire and twin flame and whatever. How many times have you heard about an ex that was a total butthole the entire time you was with them? And 10, 15 years later, you hear about how they done got their lives together. They're doing this, they're doing that. Maybe they're doing great things out in the space. Did it ever occur to you that that probably would not have happened with them if they had not intersected and reacted with you? You're a catalyst. Get some music going here. Let's go on and get into these cards, folks, so this don't have to last forever because I want to see what the message is from the forefathers for our chosen today. And we're going back to the pyramids of Giza. So, yeah. And we came out here starting out with Amun Ra, with creation, and Hika, alchemical force. Told you use a catalyst. Use this as a catalyst. That's way too many. Let me try for one. Just one more. We do this by the rule of three. One more. There we go. Resourcefulness. No. Yeah. Learning who you are and your purpose for being here can help you heal a lot of the things that were so painful. You weren't quite sure how you gonna get through it and all of that. Well, because your spiritual team knew that you could endure it and they knew it was for your refinement and it's battle equipping you for what you're being called to do. That's why, and that's how. And you are resourceful. You're gonna turn that pain into power. You're doing it already, but you're gonna once you actually understand it and can shift your perspective, it aids in the healing process and the forgiveness when you can genuinely see more purpose and more positivity. And I'm not saying you got to embrace true pain, real abuse, scars. I'm not saying that, even though you can't undo those. So if you can reach a point of healing where you can see a silver lining even in that, good for you. But I'm not saying you got to be so delusional that you try to claim that real physical trauma didn't happen. But if you can understand that even in the midst of pain, Very often there's something good coming here. Oh wow. Well, I guess we there they go. They jump right on up out the deck. We're gonna take them. Yeah, we start out here with Anubis, Eye of Ra, Ankh, and Amulet. So some of you are having issues with keeping your energy clear, keeping, let's just say, the energy of the chosen is very delicious to imbalance energies around here, and some of us have issues with negative energy or paranormal activity. Get you an ankh. Well, no, I'm not gonna tell you to get an ankh. I didn't change my words. If an ankh is the amulet that speaks to you, get one. I've been wearing one for the last 15 plus years, but some sort of amulet that has spiritual meaning for you, get that. Cleanse it. In fact, with this creation, alchemical force, and this resourcefulness, I believe you're being called to look at this in a way maybe you hadn't before. When you get you an ankh or whatever your amulet is, I keep saying that out of habit because it's mine, but I'm not trying to tell anybody how they connect with their spirituality. Whatever the amulet is for you, unless it's something that cannot bear it, and you'll know from what the article is made from. When you get your amulet, bury it for at least 3 days in sea salt or some form of salt, but either sea salt or pink salt, preferably a less processed salt. You want to put it in a bowl, cover it with salt for a minimum of 3 days to cleanse it. I mean, of course, you're gonna wash it off first if you can, if it's wood or whatever. I mean, if it's feathers and stuff, you don't want to destroy your amulet. But if it can take washing with warm soapy water first, wash it, dry it well, bury it in salt to clear it. And then when you take it out, set that intention with it, hold it in your hands, set intention, ask the divine to provide your angelic team to provide that as a symbol of their walk with you and the protection that they offer you. And don't let nobody else touch your amulet. Period. And from time to time, if your energy feels like it's dipping, take it back off, bury it in salt, clear it, and then put it back on with prayer and intention. But protect yourself. You are a creator, and as a divine catalyst, you're gonna always be somewhat under attack. So just be mindful of that. It ain't nothing to be scared of. It's just something to be aware of so that you can protect yourself and keep your field clear because it's too important not to. You're one of the progenitors or creators of New Earth. So you got to keep your field clear. Okay. All right. What else? Other we're gonna get a couple more oracle cards, and we're gonna pull some tarot, including the Orishas, and I think we're pulling from the Age of Aquarius deck today. I cleansed these earlier, but I just wanted to, since, yeah, I don't know. The Mountain, slow and steady, foundations, patience. Oh, you know what? These cards today ain't playing. That's good though, because I'm running my mouth too much. So the cards said they just gonna come on out here, so I don't have to go do all of this. Be the mountain, slow and steady, foundations, patience. The Kalich, I can't say, I don't mean the Gaelic thing. Elder, teacher, wise one, experience. The road is clear. You know what to do. Walk it your way. And returning, spiral journey, growth, renewal, healed. Told you, chosen, you're a catalyst. And you may not feel completely healed yet. There's layers to that, but you trust me, you way more healed than most of the world around you, or you wouldn't even be. You're seeking spiritual answers. The fact that you're even interested in your spirituality, period, puts you light years ahead of the majority of the rest of humanity. Now, more and more people are starting to wake up and all that, but honestly, we know there's still room for improvement because if that were not so, we would be living New Earth right now instead of this turbulent transitional period. It's happening, and more people are waking up and coming online. But trust me, you're on your healing path quite a bit, and the road is clear for more healing and for you to step into this creation energy. And with the resourcefulness, the resources are going to start lining up too. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. This is too many to take here. Yeah, I'm gonna get one more by shuffling. It was like another five or so. Okay, well, never mind. I thought I was gonna shuffle and something else came out. Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, see the light by staying grounded. Yeah. I used to think when back in, I think it was like 2011 or 12, I was just beginning to understand or learn. I was looking up what indigos were because I thought my child might be an indigo. And in trying to learn about indigos, I came to realize most likely I was starseed. I had no idea what that meant at the time. I just thought I was an energy conduit that would be kind of holding space in the Christ consciousness grid, and that was perfectly fine. That's what a lot of us are doing. That's what all of us are kind of doing anyway when we start tending to our vibration and raising our consciousness and our energy. I didn't realize there was more to do than that, but yeah, that being grounded is important because that's the beginning. You can't hold your energy to do anything if you don't stay grounded first. That's how you see the light. And we're going to put these here, trusting the timing. Wow. All right, now we're going to go back over here. And again, I'm not going to do the entire invocation, but I do call on, like I said, along with our elders, our progenitors, I call on the wisdom of the three pyramids, Cheops, Khafren, and Serenus, to bring their wisdom and allow me to channel these messages. Enki, Ningersita, and then Harsog, I ask your wisdom and direction as I see and be able to interpret these cards. Ooh, look at here. With a Legua at the bottom of the deck. That's my dude. I'm telling you, he follows me in this deck. We're going to see if it comes out again. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, actually, that's the second pile. And this is the third. Okay. The Five of Wands with the Five of Air or Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Ooh. Mm. Karma, the Seven of Fire or Wands, and the Dwarves and Gnomes. Y'all, that's a heavy first pyramid right there. I ain't even gonna lie. That's a little heavy. The Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. Well, 5-5 is a restart. Then we got the Four of Earth. This, like I said, that's that whole idea of trying to find position in the world, holding on to your money. But truthfully, this isn't the kind of prosperity you want because you're trying to stand on business, but you're stuck because you're too busy trying to hold on to it. And the Four of Pentacles does have that kind of, they talk about being conservation, but there's a little bit of miserliness or tight-fistedness there too. It's a little imbalance there, but it's justified because Five of Swords, Five of Fire, this is competition and conflict. The Seven of Wands, that's that trying to maintain that holding position. I mean, yeah, you kind of getting ahead, but you still got haters coming at you. You are this is a karmic cycle. I mean, it can't be no clearer than that. I want to see what dwarves and gnomes got to say though. Hopefully, there's a little bit of relief or respite in there. Let's take a look. Cause ooh wee, they wasn't playing with that one. Dwarves and gnomes. Because the earth is ancient, these elements may represent very old, traditional, wise people. If you are a man, you will be wealthy with a resolute and stable spirit, very earthy characteristics. You will be financially successful. You have important contacts. If you were a woman, you will have a fighting and persevering spirit with deep confidence. You will not stand for being disappointed by anybody. You will not accept deceit or lies, and you will not be partnered to somebody else in it. Your economic situation is good, and you will know how to use it for the benefit of everyone. Okay. It says, together with less than positive cards, they warn about possible selfish, egocentric, and materialistic attitudes, unfavorable legal processes, and physical conditions. So, truthfully, you are coming out of the top of it. Spirit is acknowledging here in the first pyramid, this ain't been easy. As Meek Mill says, levels to this ish, and you done came up through quite a few of them. You done had to get it. 5-5 right there, but that's 5-5 is also a reset. Four of Pentacles, having the whole position, and it is part of your karmic cycle. I mean, but I had to come to understand that too. Why is it as many ideas as you've had, and you know you're intelligent and this and that, but you can't never find nobody to cooperate, or always something going wrong? No matter what you do, you were having difficulty. Well, a lot of it had to do with the people that you're around and the karmic cycles that you and they were playing out. But Spirit is saying, you came through all of that. You're going to make it. You got a shield. It ain't easy. It maybe feel like a dragon breathing down your neck, but you're coming out of it. You got the dwarves and gnomes behind you. Wisdom. Yay. So now we have, ooh, the fairies and sylphs are over here in the second stack with the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. All right. All right. Uh-oh. The Five of Pentacles. The Baba Orisha and the Four of Swords. Wow. This look a whole lot different than the last time we pulled with this deck. Like I said, it ain't easy. Another five over here. 555. And for real, ain't none of the fives nothing or that anybody really want to see in a reading. But we have to acknowledge it because it happened, y'all. Poverty, hardship, being stuck in the middle of a burning volcano. But you do have some assistance here with the Baba Orisha, which that's that spiritual path. This is the holy man. But there's a warning with the holy man as well. Number one, don't get caught up in ego. Number two, we don't have to live with this poverty mindset. Spirituality doesn't have to look like this. Yeah, it's here with the meditation and all of that. But you also see the Seven of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles. Together, that's 10 Pentacles. There's community in there and all of that. But yeah. Ooh, the Ace of Pentacles is at the bottom of this deck with a legua. But that wasn't the stack. So let's get over here and see how we finish up this. Six of Wands. Okay. With the Eight of Swords Ogun, the enslaved prisoner, the nine of fire, and the couple. Oh Lord, let me get something for her, cause hers a little naked. The couple is like the lovers, which represents choices. And honestly, when I did this deck at first, I thought about doing this reading. At first, I was thinking, in the terms of you, the person on your mind, and y'all together. But no matter how you slice this won't easy for either of you. This looks like, if you look at it as one person and their journey, this is kind of the start of the journey. The hard road is 5-5, competition, conflict, financial constraint, jockeying for position, and all of that, closing this karmic cycle. If you continue on to the spiritual journey, there's still this element of the hardship, the financial constraint, the difficulty being at the top of this mountain. But there's also partnership here, meditation necessary on the spiritual path. But then we come up here, the enslaved prisoner with the nine of wands. That's stuck, like for real stuck. I want to see what the enslaved prisoner got to say. And I mean, of course, um the eight of swords. Well, we understand what that's all about. The eight of swords is being stuck too. I was trying to see in here the symbolism on this particular card. This appears to be a bird cage, and he like in the middle, like way stuck in the middle of a multi-layered bird cage. But I would just bet that they can get right out. There's probably not even a door on that cage for real. And Ogun is here backing. I mean, Ogun, he's the warrior of justice. I mean, all of them are a lot of help, but we're gonna see what Ogun got to say. And the enslaved prisoner. 119, the Babalocha, 86. Yeah. The Baba Orisha is a virtuous, prudent man, giving wise counsel, making wise decisions. Talks about full protection against evil, peace, and spirituality, solidarity, a measured, cautious person, and above all, showing strong meditation ability, concentration, and willpower. But it also says, despite the importance of this card and the character representing it, we should bear in mind that a priest of any religion is an ordinary person like any other human being, with equal needs and characteristics. Therefore, despite his rank or role, we may take into account the meaning of the card when it's upside down. It should be clarified, however, that when an Afro American priest acts incorrectly or outside of truth or justice, he loses all ashe, since nothing that comes from God may be evil or distorted. In this case, apart from losing his grace, force, or power, he also loses his guardian angel or Orisha and all spiritual guides, thus losing his character as a priest. That would put a whole lot of so-called holy men in a bad pickle these days. So they better, I ain't gonna say they better hope it ain't true, because I believe it is true. And that's part of the reason we see the difficulties that we see, especially in the so-called spiritual world today. Because we ain't getting into that. That's a whole nother read. This is about you, Chosen. Now we're gonna look at the enslaved prisoner and Ogun. 50. Okay. Okay, so the couple is 92. So 50. The spirit triumphs and prevails over matter. Good overcomes evil. Intelligence exercises supremacy over brutality. Conquered enemies, you will win any contest. Love is conjured up to reject and repel hate. A nature that is benevolent but at the same time strong. Ogun is like really like kind of the wild man of the tarot. I mean, obviously all of their reaches are, if you're working with them, they're good at having your camp. But yeah, Ogun don't. He's about tenacity, courage, a little bit impulsive. Yeah, you will bring anything you started to a conclusion, and nothing, not even the smallest detail, will be omitted. Oh, it also talks about romantic, vehement, and grandiloquent love. Okay. And uh, the couple is, I mean, it's, yeah, companionship, a future of happiness and pleasure. It represents falling in love, idealization, peaceful and harmonic times, harmony, parties, and celebrations with those closest to your heart. And finally, the enslaved prisoner. I was just trying to see if there was anything extra they had to put in here. This card represents a person who has been persecuted because of his or her ideas or thinking, a prisoner of ignorant persons, many times in the name of high ideals single out, accuse, and finally execute innocent people whose sole crime is the preservation of opposing ideas and thoughts. Yeah. And then it talks about the Nazarene, or Yeshua, Jesus of Nazareth, and the different masters, Saint Cecilia, patroness of musicians, Socrates, who was martyred, um, and then talk about the myth of the cave told by Plato. So it says you are the victim of, I can't, can I show this one? Oh yeah, he got clothes on. You're the victim of defamation, gossip, and felonies around you. Strengthen yourself. You will need it because your surroundings are exerting pressure on you. You will be subject to unjustified moral, physical, and or spiritual punishment. You are not allowed to be or do. Loneliness, execution, suffering. Everything is hard to attain, sacrificial, and difficult at the same time. Laments and hardship, retaliation and binding. Is this not what we talking about? Divine catalyst type black sheep stuff. However, on each of these stacks, you got spiritual assistants. Dwarves and gnomes are here, come bringing you out of this karma season. Fairies and sylphs are here at the foundation of your spiritual season, and then coming into your union season with both of you. You're in this enslaved prisoner. You got Ogun right here and the couple. So you coming out of it. It's a burdensome season, and like I said, there's between all this fire and these swords, can't nobody claim that this is easy or felt good. I see it right here. But you coming out of it. Like I said, confessions of a spiritual black sheep look like. Let's clarify with some other tarot here. Let's see what we got. I think, whoa, the hermit popped up, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this at least. Let's see, we have to do at least 3 shuffles. Okay. Strength. Oh, thank you. Right here with the 5 of fire, we got strength coming out. Yes, indeed. And contact. Okay. So you think you going through this alone? I'm trying to tell you, you've been observed more than you know, and you had more assistance than you know, even though you didn't get it at the time. The 5 of Pentacles is right here, though, acknowledging it has not been easy. Poverty, hardship, misfortune. So you're really justified. Spirit is saying they understand why you were standing here in this self-preservation, kind of trying to hold on to a thing, fighting for a position, trying to hold on to the little bit of pentacles you got in this karma season. They're not saying that they don't understand it. The 3 of Swords is here. Look at here with this karma. Heartbreak. Yes, indeedy. Misfortune and anguish. 10 of Swords. Yeah. Ending this though, Lord. Yeah, well, if you didn't think that these cards, they were such painful cards, till I wanted to clarify anyway. And I was hoping for more, but it's basically Spirit saying, we know what we gave you in this deck. This was not no mistake. We're doubling down and saying, I see the struggle that you've been through. So therefore, just like I can double down and clarify all of that, trust and believe when I'm telling you how these pyramids end up, we're clarifying that too. Told you, Nine of Pentacles. Right here with the dwarves and gnomes. That's a gimme from Spirit. Get, because how do you think you going to get from this Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, and manage to jump up to the Nine of Pentacles without divine intervention, without these dwarves and gnomes, some kind of assistance through the other side of the veil? Because this right here, this don't look like no kind of pinnacle manufacturer right here, and yet you still gonna manage to get through this because you closing out that karma season. Let's see where we going here. This looks like I say I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Believe it or not, even as uncomfortable as it is, it's better to know that Spirit really, really got your back. King of Cups. Yes, indeed. You're gonna have a loving partner coming in here. Whether you are a male over here and looking for a female coming in, or however that goes, the King of Cups just represents that love and partnership and being in that energy space. So take, like I said, I'm not playing the gender games with nobody. Knight of Swords. Oh, decision to maker, action taker, baller, shot caller. Well, maybe not baller yet, but hey, either this is you and your determination, or this is someone coming in. Maybe someone who has the vigor of the Knight of Swords. They have the love of the King of Cups, but this energy of the Knight of Swords, or it could be a Cancer or an Aquarius, but I wasn't really looking at so much at the signs here. The Fool. On the spiritual journey, I'm trying to tell you, God sent you a gimme. A leap of faith. You ain't never lied. To go from the Three of Pentacles to try to jump all the way up to this Nine of Cups, that's a show enough leap of faith. I don't know how you're going to get there coming from the Five of Pentacles, but there is a seed here, the Seven of Pentacles too. So yeah. Ooh, Two of Wands. It's in motion. Five of Pentacles may have been here, but your ships are, yeah, you had some decisions to make. They're coming in. Eight of Wands. Okay. So sooner rather than later. Incoming. Ace of Wands. Okay. You accomplished more than you even thought in that meditation and stuff. Okay. Yeah, Spirit showing up giving you a gimme. And the Two of Pentacles is at the bottom of that deck. Now we got here the Page of Pentacles with the Six of Wands. So whatever you're doing, you're getting, like I said, we've seen coming out of this cycle. So I'm not saying you got the money yet. If you do have it now, that's wonderful. For the vast majority of people that's probably watching this video still in 2024, I can't speak if you find it in 25, 6, 7. But for right here and now, what I'm seeing right now, you don't have all of this yet. These are what you've been through, kind of sort of what you're going through and been to and where it's headed, but you don't have the payday yet. This is still this, your Pentacles is in this page stage. Pages bear information. So you got an idea it's coming, you've seen it, you hope for it, you pray for it, you see it in your mind's eye, in your visions, you can feel the energy of it, but you still got some work to do. And it may even be working on yourself. Maybe you got to get a course, take something, but you have an idea of where you're headed. This enslaved prison thing, that's not going to last. Like I said, this not burdensome Nine of Wands, wounded warrior, enslaved prisoner scenario. Nah, Ogun, between Ogun and the couple, you coming up out of this prison situation here. Let's see what's down here. Four of Cups. Yeah, you got this little season of introspection and contemplation, but you're gonna realize what you've been delivered from. It's gonna help you get over this. Like I said, when we talk about being the divine catalyst, it's hard to stay mad when you realize, oh shoot, not only did they help me by being such a butthole, they've triggered me into ascension, but I actually helped them too. So it really wasn't as useless as I thought. That'll help you come up out of that introspective period quite quick. Galactic souls, yes. Yes. You've been here before. You came here to do this. We get stuck in the side playing our little other side missions and battles and stuff, and all the romantic stuff and the money and stuff and the toys and the politics and all those other distractions here in Earth School. But you are a galactic being. You're sorting it out and figuring it out. You are helping raise the vibration of the collective, and you're going to also are receiving and will continue to receive assistance through the other side of the veil from your spiritual team. The enslaved prisoner is here with the Five of Wands. We started out with the Five of Wands, so we get it. Stuck, kind of. Well, no, truthfully, I think at this point the competition this coming in is when you step into this galactic soul energy working with Ogun, and you get past this enslaved prisoner Nine of Fire scenario with the five. That's going to bring a whole different, like I said, layers to this. There'll be a whole nother area of conflict, because regardless of how it started, how it ends, Ace of Wands, the couple, Nine of Pearls, it winds up in a situation where either way you're gonna have haters. Like you had conflict over here from the folks you was around. Now you're gonna have conflict over here from the folks you done basically vibrated past that want to be around. Different set of conflict. Different layers come with different sets of haters. More money, more problems. And I don't even like that phrase, but truthfully, it's the case. Everything is gonna have its own stuff that come with it, but it ain't nothing you can't handle because you got divine assistance here. And we have the Seven of Pentacles here with this Nine of Fire. And it's interesting because we had the Seven of Pentacles here too. So we had the Five of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, the Hermit. This is something else you also have to consider, because very often as us chosen ones, we do in those closing out those pain cycles, you probably jettisoned away from most of the people that were in your life at some point, because it was some real stuff. I'm not trying to take anything away from that, but in that hermit mode, you manifested a divine counterpart, whether you've actually called them into your actual experience yet or not. They may be on the way and you aren't aware of who they are yet. Some of you do know who they are, you just not together yet. You're still in separation, but it is coming. It is coming because, and think about it, I stopped apologizing for the readings for these love and couple and divine counterparts that keep showing up in the reading, because for real, if you think about it, you weren't meant to be alone. And the type of work, the level of spiritual work you're called to do here as you hold this energy for to raise the vibration of the collective and hold this space in the Christ consciousness grid, that's so much easier to do with a partner. You're not meant to be alone. You've got to heal enough to get over that bitterness. Talk about, oh, I don't want. Why? I get not wanting a toxic person, but if you truly healed and forgiven and moved on and realized that you've raised your vibration and couldn't most likely reproduce that kind of a train wreck relationship again if you tried, because now you're no longer a vibrational match to that. You're not needy. You're not healed. I mean, you're not imbalanced. You're not enabling. You're not basically allowing those kind of experiences anymore. Why would you think that that's what spirit's trying to send you? Why would you need to fend and push away from healthy love? A healthy love can become an alchemical union that can help you manifest and turn that nine of pentacles into anything you want it to. Let's see what the goddesses and some of the rest of these folks got to say on the way out the door. Yeah. You catalyzed everybody else. Let this situation catalyze you, or finish catalyzing, I should say, because you're doing it. I'm not trying to sit here and bash nobody. I just think sometimes we need to be reminded of what we're actually doing, because it really don't feel like you're doing all that much when you're doing it. Like, I ain't really made that progress. I'm way behind. Trust me, you're further along than you know. Okay. Self sabotage was here with Mama Lambo, and Mojaji manifestations. So something in your energy at some point was some kind of self sabotage you were working your way through, and it is affecting your manifestation. But you're trying to get to the manifestation. It's not completely off the table, because that's what this whole reading is about. Ooh, Oshun is here with fearless love, and Nunde is here with truth. Satira, brazen. Ooh, Gang Sarah, resistance. I'm gonna put this over here in this first one. And we had some extra. I hadn't meant to pull those, but let me see. 3, 6. Oh, we got one more because there it is. So we have resistance and self sabotage over here, manifestation, fearless love, and truth here. Brazen, celestial assignment with it set surrender and speak up. Brazen and speak up kind of go hand in hand, because truthfully, that's what it's going to take to get out of this season. Is daring to believe it, ask for it, agree with it, align with it, even if you didn't know it now. Someone's calling it to your attention. Guess what? As a man thinketh, so he is. So whether you believed it already or you hearing it for the first time, if it sounds good to you, line up with it and come out of this and get over here to this. Half of reality creation is believing you can create a reality. Half of quantum jumping is believing you can quantum jump. But you can. Sometimes you have to, you don't have no choice. My fiance and I are getting ready to step into a whole new life, reality, and timeline. We just had that conversation the other day. We are aware that we're doing it because we dared to believe we could do it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. When you know and you sat back and took the time to create what that world looks like in your mind, know that as the powerful creator that you are, as you raise your vibration and your energy and you stay focused with intent on a reality, if you keep your vibration consciously in an area or the vicinity that matches up with that which you have imagined and created, it is universal law and quantum physics. You will align with it, period. As long as it takes, as long as it takes for you to basically believe it. Go check out Joe Dispenza's work and all of them. They'll tell you. It's a decision. And it doesn't happen perfectly, and we keep working on it, but we know it's going to happen because we spent a lot of time in the ethers working on it. We will go deliberately travel in our vortexes and worked on it with the understanding. Because if you ain't got no money and you don't see where Ed McMahon or whoever in the sweepstakes and the lottery, I mean, and any of that could happen, and that's wonderful. But are you going to sit back waiting for that to happen? Or are you going to do what you can do? In our case, what we could do with the little resources that we had was to let go of resistance and understand that the mental and energetic work is just as important as the physical. But we didn't have the money to build the physical yet, so we could go to work on the energetic and the spiritual, and that's what we did. And however it line up is however it's gonna line up. But that reality is in existence now. Slow victory. That's why I say however long it takes is however long it takes. But you have to know that this is a real thing, and it can happen, and it is. It's right there for you. Horus with the slow victory. Great Pyramid, mystery and ceremony. Ooh. Tahuti is here with Akashic Records. Well, Tahuti is thought. That's good. Sarcophagus initiation. We saw that the other day. I know. I told you. I know. There's rebirth, transformation, and this is initiation season, basically now until the end of the year, at least, and probably into the spring as well. But there have been major. This whole year was event after event after event, and initiations after initiations after initiations. It felt like, yeah. Blue Lotus is here with enlightenment. The blue lotus is precious, or was precious to the Egyptians. Yeah, temple healing Imhotep. Wow. So there is quite a lot coming for you, dear one. And again, what you come through, a lot of us are battle scarred, still healing, still triggered, still get emotional, still break down crying sometimes when we think about these things. There's nothing wrong with any of that. You are healing, but there is divine healing here to help with it because they do recognize that you've been through quite a bit. Ra's energy guidance is channel your energy into productive endeavors, avoid wasting time on unproductive activities, set clear goals, and work diligently toward them with enthusiasm. Thoth's precision guidance. Pay attention to details and aim for precision in your tasks. Accuracy in your work and communications will, yeah, and aim for precision in your tasks. Accuracy in your work and communications will lead to better outcomes. Double check your efforts to ensure correctness. Okay. And Ptah's creativity guidance. Channel your creative energy into a project of activity, whether it's writing, drawing, or crafting. Allow yourself to express your ideas freely. Creativity will bring you satisfaction and insight. And guess what? Coming into this time that we're entering into, I also believe it will bring you quite a bit of money. They showed me that years ago, and I had to get to a point where I understand. Just like I had an oracle tell me one time, nothing starts till you start, and I didn't. It took me years to understand that, and I wanted to jump back in the fray and go get a job and get a job and get a job and get a job, and all the time, they were telling me, when your spiritual gifts open to you will be shown a way to monetize them because you're supposed to come out of the world. You're supposed to use those gifts to the benefit of not just yourself, but others. And under the law of compensation and fair exchange and all those other things that support universal law, there's some reciprocity required that you're supposed to be compensated for those gifts. We pay people all kinds of money for stuff that don't do anything to help us, and some of us an actual detriment. Why in the world would anybody think that they're not supposed to be compensated for bringing light and healing or education or teaching or any of the other things that they're allowed to do with their creativity along the spiritual path? Because somebody then got you convinced that spirituality is you receive freely, give freely. Yeah, that's kind of sort of true, but guess what? You didn't receive freely. You paid for this in blood, sweat, and tears. Your wisdom was hard earned. So when you reach a point that you've healed enough and bring forth some kind of spiritual gifts, creativity, whether it's actual physical healing work or forms of artwork or reading or divination or whatever it is that you're being called to do, you are supposed to be compensated under the laws of fair exchange and reciprocity. It's a blessing for you and the receiver of your gifts. If you just giving, and they're not giving what they had, remember in the Bible what it talks about that illustration with the widow's mite? She didn't give very much, it was just a token, but she gave from her heart of what she had under fair exchange and compensation. Her offering was more important in Yeshua's eyes than those who were wealthy and gave much, much more. And that's the same thing here. You ain't got to make all the money off one person, but you, when your gifts kick in, you gonna find out. You are going to find out. And let's see. Speaking of universal laws, let's grab a couple of those and see where we might have some stuff we can work on. The law of allowing, stop trying to fix, change, or control anyone. The law of transcendence, revere the dark side of life. The law of creation, focus your mind to create your deepest desire. So this law of transcendence, this is turning your pain into purpose. Like for real. Stop trying to fix and control stuff. Understand, learn to bless your mess. See the blessing in the lesson. You don't have to embrace it, but you revere it and understand that it's for a purpose. It's to catalyze growth and focus your mind on something else. If you stay focused on the pain and this and that, guess what? You'll continue to live and regenerate cycles of it. If you understand the lessons and release and let it go and stop trying to push it all into being, you can learn to create something else because you're not focused on this anymore. You'll focus on what you want to make instead of what happened to you. Ooh. It is written in the stars, what you wholeheartedly desire is your destiny. Abraham Hicks said that one time. It was saying the fact that you can actually conceive of or imagine something in this time, the fact that you can imagine it in this time space reality means that it is entirely possible to bring it into the 3D in this time space reality. If it wasn't a real thing, we couldn't really conceive of it. Not, it's just not the way we're designed. And I know there's going to be somebody try to come up with something crazy out there to defy what I just said. But guess what? Thanks to AI and computers now, the fact that you can say it out your mouth, AI will turn it into an image of something. So what I said just now holds true. Holds very truer now than when Abraham first said it. Okay. I like that. Open your heart, not just a little, all the way, and let the love flow in. Life can be hard and life can be wonderful. Which will you focus on? Completely different deck, same basic message. And oh, I didn't even realize 4 came. Oh my goodness. Guilt is a normal feeling. Just breathe in and let it go. And then say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. Amen. For sure. Because that's the thing that's standing in our way most of the time. Most of the stuff that we have the most angst over is not the stuff we're still living day to day. It's the stuff that happened 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years ago that we just cannot let go because we've chosen to keep that trauma fresh by reliving it alive every day. And we can do it long enough that they'll even diagnose it and give us pills for it. Or we can realize that sometimes things are allowed. I don't want to say happen to us because somebody decided to do that, because God don't punish people by putting them deliberately in painful paths. The trajectory of our life, sometimes we choose a little uncomfortable if we think about that, like where we come into, whether we're going to be born to wealthy parents or poor parents or this or that. eh, but you know what, if you done did this enough times, being born to wealthy parents gets boring after a while. I think we choose the poverty route sometimes to see if we have enough grit to come up out of it and to help those around us, or to break generational curses or whatever on a lineage, to bring a whole bloodline out of poverty if we can find our way out of it in one lifetime. Think about that. So then, when you realize, yes, it can be hard, it can be wonderful, you can focus on either one and steer your trajectory in either direction based on where you choose to focus your thoughts and energy. And you can choose to say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. Now we're going to got two more decks because of the theme of rebirth, I did wind up with 13 decks here. And I knew we weren't going to pull a whole lot from each one, but I did want to grab a couple. So we're going to get three from here. Then we got Starry Beginnings, and we will be out of here. This is beautiful, though. It's like I said, I was a little worried at first, but I do like where it's headed. Ooh, that one had a lot. See, it shot up. Okay, that's three, so that'll work. Oh, the one that shot up so high, Midas touch. Things are working out in your favor. In what ways are you abundant right now? So, regardless of whether you see the money in the bank piled up, you may not be hanging out the side of your yacht, but yet, but what ways can you understand that you're abundant now? Do you have good energy? Do you have a lot of good thoughts? Are you finding yourself in connection with more spirit guides and teams? Are you finding that you have such good energy that when you go out in nature, wild animals come up to you and commune with you, or you go outside and the birds gather around? There's abundance in a lot of different ways other than just money and human relationships. Once you learn to embrace the idea and energy of abundance, more abundance will flow to you. You heal by releasing, not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel? Feel them, and sometimes we have to feel them and let them go instead of feeling, rinsing, and repeating. Trust your faith, dive into the unfolding journey. What is your faith asking of you? And this is super important right now in the times we're in, because many of us that are looking at tarot and trying to find answers and digging into ancient texts and all of those unusual things we're being led to do, we don't understand that that is part of our journey. We're not just making those things up. You didn't just think those thoughts by yourself. You didn't just wake up with your hair parted on the wrong side one morning and all of a sudden decide that you just absolutely had to go and get all of Zechariah Sitchin's works to read. Well, that was my little weird thing. Or decide I've got to go look up Rudolf Steiner's work, or got to go jump back into Edmund Zakelli's work. Those kind of, I didn't even know who those people were 20 years ago. So the fact that I'm even being nudged in those directions let me know that this is a journey and I have to trust my faith. and it has to be okay. And the same holds true for you, even in the readers and the types of readings you're being led to now that you're interested in tarot. And did you ever wonder why all of a sudden tarot is making such an absurd resurgence back onto the planet? Because it's not new. Tarot been around. Well, I mean, the decks that we know, the Rider Waite and all that, have been around for a couple hundred years. But they've got earlier references to tarot that go back much longer than that, and methods of divination through cards and things like that that go back way, way, way back, that were almost obscured into non-existence. But now all of a sudden in the last 20, 30 years, there's a mad insurgence of it coming back onto the planet. Did you ever wonder why? Guidance. You have to learn to trust it and stop letting people tell you everything is evil. Now, there's some stuff out there in some forms of divination and stuff that have been manipulated in ways that I will not mess with them. And most spiritual people will tell you that come from another area that's less than light. They won't mess with it either. We know those things. I'm not talking about that. But when you ask and you know that you are tapping into light and love, and it feels good and it's bringing you good information and your life is changing for the better, you know you're being led on a spiritual path. And sometimes we just have to like I say, release and go where that vehicle takes us and trust that our guides have our best interests at heart. Oh, embrace the dark, shine your true light upon this earth. You are healing your heart. The heart hurts, but it will heal in time. Wow. You're being called into service. Believe in your own guidance. Why are these? The way they're sticking out, I'm going to take them anyway. Okay. We're going to take them anyway. See what they got to say. Trust what you need is there. With love, all can be accomplished. See with your heart. The time is now to hear the messages. Shine love on fear. Love will light up the darkness. Remember, love is the key. Love what you have in your life right now. That appreciative spirit opens the door for so much more. It really does. What is that scripture? He that is faithful in little, more will be given, or whatever. He that's faithful in little, faithful. I don't remember exactly the quote, but is that idea of once you can truly appreciate what you got, instead of looking at the glass as half empty, when you start seeing it as all full, when you appreciate what you got, more will be given. Miracles happen. Give the universe your clear intention. Yes. And you are your greatest gift. Your life's journey is your masterpiece. Indeed, family. And that, my dear loved ones, is your reading. I do thank you for hanging in there with me. And if you are still here, please consider giving the video a thumbs up and sharing it with anyone who you know that might need the message as well. But yeah, you are a divine catalyst, and you are still not only catalyzing others that you encounter, hopefully in more and less painful ways now, but even still, you're continuing to catalyze your own growth as well. I love you so much, family. And until next time, please be well, stay blessed, and know that I do love you very, very much. Peace and blessings to you. Namaste.